Hey everybody, thanks for coming back to the channel. So today I have passed my Azure AI Fundamentals course, and I wanted to quickly do a quick little video on my process of how I did that. So it took me about 7 days and some change probably to get through all the material that I felt I needed to know in order to successfully pass the certification. So why get Azure AI Fundamentals? What this is going to help you kind of get a better understanding on is artificial intelligence workloads and considerations, principles of machine learning on Azure, computer vision workloads on Azure, natural language process, and generative AI workloads on the Azure platform. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in exactly what I did. Once again, this worked for me, may not work for everybody, but let's go ahead and get started. So first thing, went to learn.microsoft.com. I already have an account with Microsoft, so if you don't, it's very quick and easy. Get yourself signed in. And I quickly just went to the search bar after browse all training and typed in AI. Slowly began going through all the different modules they had here for some of the fundamental AI concepts. All of them have estimated times, about 30 to 50 minutes, some a little bit longer. These can go as fast as you can retain and obtain the information. So throughout the course are these little modules. There's going to be quick little tidbits on quizzes, 3 to 4 questions. They're not going to prevent you from moving on to the next module, but by clicking onto those and actually reading through the concepts, it's a good little check and balances to make sure you're understanding and picking up the information. Once I felt like I had a really decent understanding on some of the basic fundamentals and, as I call it, death by PowerPoint, I wanted to start practicing and going through some practice exams in through Microsoft. So pivoting back over to the Microsoft Learn credentials, if you're looking over at the Azure AI Fundamentals, if we scroll down here, we can see a link here that says practice for the exam. Now, these practice can also lead you to the prepare for the exam, which also gives you some basic overview courses that it recommends that you should actually go through to get a full good understanding on the Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals certification and key points you'll need to be successful. Once again, everyone learns a little bit different. I picked what I needed to, and I pivoted right to the practice test to kind of get myself into a good warm and fuzzy. So right here, we have take a practice test assessment. So we click into here, and every time you do this assessment, it'll give you 50 questions, multiple choice. And there's two cool functions I like with this. One, it'll give you a next option just to pick your answers and move to the next. And then the next is check your answers as we go. So I'll give you an example. So which 3 sources can be used to generate questions and answers for a knowledge base? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. So this is asking what can we put into our AI to have it generate questions and understand like a basic knowledge. So I'm going to say we want maybe web page information, existing FAQ documentation, and then probably manually entered data that we know that we want our AI to know. So checking our answer, boom, it's going to tell us all those answers were correct and gives us a nice little description on why that is to include a link on where we can find that information. Moving next, so now let's say you didn't want to check your answers every time you took a practice question and you want to just wait till the very end and see your overall percentage. You can easily just click and go next. So, and then the cool thing with this as well is let's say you get the question wrong and you want to know why it is. So AI layers can apply content filters and suppress prompts. We're going to call that just safety of systems, which I know is going to be, oh, that's actually correct. I was trying to get that wrong real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Can return responses such as natural language images and coding. We'll call that reinforced learning, which, haha, I knew was wrong. So boom, the answer actually was generative AI. And then here we go in this little question box on the bottom here. It's going to tell you where you can find the correct answer and why it is. So very fun. I took probably about 4 to 5 of these practice assessments. And I did a mix between checking the answer right away, then also just going through the questions and just seeing my overall percentage at the very end. You need a 70 overall to pass for your Azure fundamentals. So I was looking for around like a 78, 80% range of what I wanted to be comfortable with, thinking that I'd be able to pass the test with high A, high B. So pivoting back here, we go to take the exam. And when we go to our take the exam, you'll see here, you're going to simply just click on the schedule exam. You can do it through Certport or Person View. I personally did Person View. It is $99 American USD. These can get discounted. So I'm in the military. I was able to enter in my military email and I got 50% off on my voucher. There's some organizations and companies that can pay for your certifications, including schools. So if you're a student or working, I would actually go and ask your HR or ask your boss, like, hey, do we have a voucher program that would pay for this certification? And with your schools, go ask your I think probably tuition assistance or like a scholarship uh, organization that way, and see if they have any kind of free vouchers or something that you can apply for to get this voucher paid for. Now, on to include Microsoft Learn, I also went ahead and pivoted over to Udemy, one of my other favorite sites to train and practice on. And this is the course I used to currently that I used to practice the course. I actually went through the entire thing. It was a really great, very fast. It's literally done. You can do it literally as the course says. You can do it within a weekend. So I actually went through the entire course. And in here as well, there are some practice quizzes and a practice test. And I went ahead and went through that. And I thought it was a great piece of information put on through this site. I did not really find that many other good training tools on Udemy for the AI Fundamental 900, but this was the number one I actually liked. Had really high ratings, like I said, 4.6 overall with 21,000 reviews. So I'm going to drop this in all these links I use, by the way, in my comments and in the video description, so that you can also kind of go there and pivot to kind of check these out. So, but with that, that's really all I did. So overall, you need a 700 to pass. I got a 714, no shame. And I'd say the biggest thing I would say recommend is make sure you're studying the concepts, make sure you're understanding the vocab, and get those definitions and kind of terminology good for the certification. And with that, I think you will 100% pass on the first try. So hope the video helped. If it did, like, subscribe, and I'll make sure I drop all the training links below in the video. And I'll catch you guys on the next vid. Thanks.